Welcome to 5-Round MMA podcast number 10. This week we will have a full reaction and review of UFC on Fox 6, take a quick look at Bellator 86, and have an extensive preview for UFC 156, Aldo versus Edgar. Please welcome Alex Ramirez and Albert Cita.
Thank you very much, our producer Guillermo Cita, for that very, very lovely introduction. Albert, what's going on, man?
Everything is awesome. We had good fights on UFC. I'd like to thank everyone that listened to the last podcast. It looks like it's getting one of the biggest views we've had, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going.
Up and coming, baby. Up and coming. But yeah, so we got latest news. Guillermo, what do you got?
Matt Hughes officially retires.
Officially retires?
I thought he retired 2 years ago.
Did he officially put his notice in now? Like, I'm not going to come back.
Yeah. His official title is Athletic Development and Government Relations.
Which means? I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
I got to keep it clean. But yeah, it's pretty much saying...
babysitting, right, almost?
Here's a $300K job a year. Thank you for all you've done for UFC.
Any concussion damage might have during your career, here it is to take care of it. But I guess like he's supposed to be like a mentor to up and coming fighters or something like that.
Yeah, whenever there's like a contract dispute or someone does a bad Twitter and there's a dispute between the actual fighter and UFC, he comes in and.
So where was he at during the Miguel Torres incident, man?
The job wasn't filled then.
Come on. So now this is proof they need to hire back Miguel Torres and he can be mentored by Matt Hughes and learn appropriate tweeting and appropriate Facebooking so that way he won't get in trouble. No more rape jokes, Miguel Torres, please. But anyways, any more about that news? Matt Hughes retires?
Just that if I was Tito Ortiz, I would be putting my application in too. Apparently they're hiring everyone that makes the Hall of Fame.
Tito Ortiz is going to be the Oscar de la Hoya of MMA. You know, now he has the biggest...
Punishment Productions.
Punishment Productions. His biggest client is Chris Cyborg Santos. So I can kind of see Tito Ortiz going that route, but whatever. Matt Hughes, one of the greatest welterweights of all time, right?
In his era.
In his era. But retires now, getting a cushy job, have a seat next to Iceman Chuck Liddell for every pay-per-view now. So congratulations, Matt Hughes. All right, coming up, we have reaction and reviews for Bellator 86 and UFC on Fox 6. All right, everybody. If you like what you hear out there and want to hear more of it, make sure to follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA and always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com. 5-Round MMA is brought to you by SportsSceneTV.net. Get all your prep school sports information at SportsSceneTV.net. 5-Round MMA is brought to you by True Athletes Training Systems. Unlock your inner athlete at TrueAthletes.com.
It's time for reaction and review of Bellator 86 and UFC on Fox 6.
All right, we are back for Bellator 86 and second installment of the live fight cards on Spike. And another solid week, I thought, for Bellator. They had the much anticipated debut of King Mo. What did you think about his performance, Albert?
Well, he didn't disappoint. He did exactly what Spike TV and Bellator wanted him to do. Knockout in the first round.
Yeah, came in smooth, real shoulders, real relaxed, did his thing, walked out like nothing. Who's next, right?
Yeah, he came in, left, put on his crown. I don't think he even had enough time to put his crown down.
I think he followed his, did he follow his crown on?
His crown on.
I think he did follow his crown on.
He one-upped Ben Henderson. He fought with the toothpick. King Mo fought with the crown on.
But, oh, yeah, a good debut for King Mo, I think, keeping his momentum going. And
yeah, I think we have to get way later into the tournament bracket before we see King Mo show what he really has.
Yeah, before he really pedal to the metal type of thing. And also the main event was their welterweight champion, Ben Askren, another dominant performance.
Wow. I was just saying, man, that camp that he belongs to is impressive and amazing. Whatever they're doing there, keep it up. It's going, and it's I find it surprising, but it's good for Bellator. All their champions have
defended their belts so far, right?
Defended and won their championships. But
all very decisively too.
Yeah,
Pat Curran,
that's what I was gonna say.
Very good fight. Michael Chandler dominated.
But
Ben Askren dominated as well.
That's what I was going to say. There hasn't really been someone to show that they can dethrone each champion.
Yeah, true. Ben Askren always gets criticized by his ground and pound style, but what I love about this kid is that he does it. I'm going to do it until somebody proves to me that they can stop me, and he just does it.
Well, he actually showed actual ground and pound this time. He wasn't just laying there. He was elbowing. I mean, he cut him up.
Couldn't even finish the fight.
So he was working the whole time. It was no Clay Guida fight.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's Clay Guida coming up. Hold on. But, yeah, Ben Askren, I'm super impressed by this guy. He's going to get better and better, I think.
Yeah, next week, it might slow down a little bit because it's just a tournament
It's a tournament fights, yeah.
And there's no real name opponents there.
Yeah.
So it might fizzle out just a little bit.
It'll still be exciting fights, though, I think.
Yeah.
They'll deliver, just not the names you're really used to. But check it out anyways, guys. It's going to be great fights. Thursday night, what else you be doing, right?
Yeah, good
Watch
stuff in
some fights.
Bellator going on.
And then, of course, Saturday had UFC on Fox 6. A very big stat card, like always the Fox cards are. Start with the undercard. I mean, we started early on Saturday from Facebook to FX to Fox. Is almost all day type of thing. So from all day, what were your highlights from the undercard?
Well, I just want to bring up Ryan Bader. That was a pretty good submission, but yet he did it against the janitor, who's last time I checked, he was what, 85?
I think so. Going on 86.
Well, he spent half of his career being a janitor, and the other half being an MMA fighter. So, so that was. I mean, it wasn't a big win.
It keeps Ryan Bader's head above water. I think, right?
And but it's. I think he's going to be kind of lost in that 205.
Yeah, especially with some of the Strike Force guys coming over.
Yeah, but what'd you see?
Clay Guida made his 145 debut. Wasn't super impressed. It was Clay Guida kind of at a toned down level.
Yeah.
He was still bouncing around.
I had like a 15-minute nap when he fought.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, man, but it's not the really same Clay Guida. Just because you're bouncing around doesn't mean you're really keeping busy. But I honestly think Clay Guida could drop down all the way to 125, and he'll probably still have the energy to bounce around like that. Don't you think?
Yeah.
But as far as his performance, I don't think he really does.
It was boring.
I don't think he said a warning shot to all 145ers. Hey guys, Clay Guida's in town. And he's gonna.
I think he did something else. He said, "Hey, you want to make a name for yourself? Call me out."
But yeah, but that was anything else from the undercard?
And now that was it. The undercard was actually pretty disappointing. They had some couple of debuts
Mike
and
Russo
a couple.
lost too.
Yeah, well, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. That was a fluke. My boy Todd Duffy deserves the rematch.
He wants a rematch after yesterday. I don't waste my time with Mike Russo.
Yeah, for reals.
But
Todd Duffy will flick him and it's over.
all right. The main card started with Erik, Koch, and Ricardo Lamas, 145 division. Basically, almost a #1 contender now. You'd think.
Well, here's the thing. Not that Lamas isn't good or whatever. It just sucks that Erik Koch, he slipped. I mean,
that was the big.
I mean, kudos to Lamas. He saw and he took advantage of it. But Erik was in there. I thought he was going to win the fight, and then the whole slip thing happened. But I don't think Lamas should be next in line.
You don't think he's #1 in line? You don't think he should get the winner of Edgar and Aldo?
Because Chad Money Mendez has been winning more impressive, and I think I think they should fight Chad Money Mendez, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna give it to Lamas
just because it's the fresher face.
Yeah.
But what if I know Jose Aldo beat Chad Mendez, but what if Frank Edgar comes on top? You don't think?
I don't think that's an option because Frank Edgar ain't winning.
All right, we'll go more into that fight next segment. And then
and then
the fight I was really super excited for was the lightweight showdown between Showtime and Cowboy. And though it was a very impressive win and show for Showtime, it just wasn't really an impressive fight.
Dude, I went and started putting my popcorn in the microwave. I was like, I'm about to sit down. I'm going to see a 15-minute throwdown.
Slugfest, all those things are going to throw down.
I think 2 kettles popped, and then the fight was over.
Yeah.
I mean, what sucks and what's awesome what's awesome for Anthony Pettis. I mean, wow, to do that to Donald Cerrone, amazing. But does that put Don Cerrone as the gatekeeper of the 155 now?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think he's still got some in the tank, but I think he just needs to train his training camp is horrible, man. Every time I see him on a countdown or a road to a Fox, they show him wakeboarding and bull riding and rock climbing. What's this guy have time to train? He's doing all this stuff. It's like, what's important to you? Is it fighting or X Games type of stuff, man? But
yeah, he really needs to switch up that training camp, or like I told you, he's going to become the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I think he needs to get priority shit. Maybe even take some time off a little bit because he's had 2 unimpressive performances so far. He didn't look very good against Nate Diaz. It was another big fight, and obviously he didn't look very good against Showtime. But then also Showtime.
And even though he got the knockout against Gallard, the first 20 seconds he was in danger, and he didn't look so good in the beginning.
Yeah, but I think other than Cowboy looking really bad, I think Pettis just looked that much good.
He was man. Wow. I get, yeah.
There's like no question he should be next in line to
He's
get the
changed
winner.
his nickname from Showtime to just Anthony Wow.
Yeah,
Pettis.
but I think he's going to get, and he should rightfully get the winner of Melendez Henderson. Hopefully that doesn't have another
Hiccup.
Edgar Maynard diabolical BS where rematch after rematch and he gets stuck. You know.
Yeah, and I think you can actually build this fight even better. The Anthony Pettis versus Ben Henderson.
Last guy to beat Bendo,
Yep.
man. So I think Anthony Pettis superb, looked great. Co-main event was it the co-main event? Or what?
Yeah, it was co-main event. Jackson versus Teixeira.
Rampage's final fight in the UFC, so supposedly so far, right? Wish thee well, fare thee well.
Yeah, I mean Rampage is a cool dude. He's entertaining. Where is he going?
He has options though. He could do straight. I think he has a straight to DVD action market. You know, that's what Stone Cold's doing. That's what Erik Couture's been doing lately. So he can step his foot in there, don't you think?
Well, he keeps saying he's going to try boxing and see how that goes.
I'm sure there's Undisputed 5 coming out on DVD.
Yeah.
So he can do that.
I think Golden Boy Productions will let him wear Reebok on the ring, so he won't have no problem.
Yeah, or there's always Bellator. King Moa offered a hand to come in Bellator. That's always an option.
But the bigger story is Glover Teixeira did not meet the hype. He looked amazing, but I was looking for a knockout or submission or something.
Yeah,
because just to show that he's up there with John Bone Jones and the rest.
No, he's not even close. I think for people to say, "Oh, give him John Jones next," John Jones would murder him.
Yeah, I think he needs to fight either the loser out of Machida or Rashad Evans if Rashad Evans gets through Little Nog.
I think he needs to prove himself to an active top 10 fighter, not a former top 10 in Rampage, an active top 10 fighter.
Yeah, because keep in mind, Rampage is coming off of 2 losses,
and
that's not really a top 10 contender
not
there, not even top 5.
Rampage of Pride days. So, and you brought up like Glover's age as well. Like, how much does he have in the tank? Like,
he's
already in his
33
mid-30s,
years old. How much can he really improve until we start talking about John Bone Jones,
John
Glover
Jones
Teixeira?
is in his 20s, man. I mean, but Teixeira showed you're good at a lot of things, but what are you great at? You couldn't finish Rampage on the feet, on the ground. You showed you could take him down, but I mean that last takedown at the end, Rampage is, I'll give it to you, dog. Don't worry about it. But I was really hoping Teixeira would come out and knock him out, but he didn't. So now he's stuck, I think, at not the top 5. You think is he top 5?
I think he's like the 6th man in the bench.
Yeah,
he's right outside there. He's just getting ready to get subbed in.
Yeah. Next fight has to be a top 10 light heavyweight. And then, of course, the main event, which is the fastest fighters in the world, which they're billed as, and they kind of delivered, Demetrious Johnson and John Dodson.
It was an exciting fight. John Dodson, wow, how do you pack so much power in that small frame?
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing I was surprised about was, like, what happened to John Dodson's finishing power? I mean, like, he had the killer instinct in all his previous fights, but he rocked Mighty Mouse twice.
Yeah.
And he didn't go in for the kill.
I don't know if it was just...
You think it was just nerves or something?
Yeah, because there's one point where Demetrious Johnson was hurt bad, and John Dodson could have finished the fight easily. He just had to go in there and do some hammer fists, and that's it. Here you go. Here's the belt, but...
Seemed very timid and very, like, that wasn't the game plan he wanted to do. So who knows what Greg Jackson's great game plan was. But, like, he had the guy rocked. He had the champion rocked.
Yeah,
he going for the finish,
as soon as Demetrious Johnson took him to late waters, it was all it was Mighty Mouse's show.
Mighty Mouse showed that he has a poise of a champion and the technical skill to retain the belt, really. I mean, flyweight right now is kind of a thin division. He's beaten Benavidez. He's beaten McCall. Now he's beating Dodson. Now I think his reign might be a kind of long one, actually.
I think it's going to be a short one.
You think so? Coming up at the next card, right?
Because Ian McCall showed that he can beat him.
Yeah.
Joseph Benavidez is a split decision, and I thought Joseph Benavidez got the better of him. So either way, I don't think it's going to be that long. It's going to be a back-and-forth battle like in 205.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Between
before John Bone Jones came into the picture.
Yeah. But one thing I want to point out, too, is, like, wasn't it kind of cool to see who they were sponsored by?
Oh, yeah.
Mighty Mouse by Xbox and John Dodson by Pop Rocks. Isn't that super cool, dude? Like, yeah, we don't need, like, fight gear. That's just, like, kind of, we're thinking outside the box. Pop Rocks, Xbox.
The flyweights get the best sponsorship trophy out of all the weight classes.
Yep. Xbox and Pop Rocks. Nerd heaven right there. But, all right, coming up, we got a preview for UFC 156, Aldo and Edgar. Stick around. All right, everybody. If you like what you hear out there and want to hear more of it, make sure to follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA and always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com. 5 Round MMA is brought to you by SportsSceneTV.net. Get all your prep school sports information at sportscenetv.net. 5-Round MMA is brought to you by True Athletes Training Systems. Unlock your inner athlete at trueathletes.com.
In this corner, we have the preview for UFC 156, Aldo versus Edgar.
Super Saturday, and again, UFC delivers again with on paper, a stat card, but that doesn't always translate to when the fights actually happen. But on paper, this is a sick card. Starting off with Joseph Benavidez against Ian McCall. Probably a flyweight #1 contender fight, right?
You assume it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, good way to start off with fireworks right there.
Yeah.
Let's bring it in with an explosion.
Yeah, but both these guys lost to Mighty Mouse before. But
yeah, they're both looking for redemption. Both of them technically had a win against Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, or a tie too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think should be #1 contender match. I don't see anybody else in the flyweight division really making any noise per se. And these guys have the biggest name. But Ian McCall, do you think there's a guy who had a tougher first three fights in the UFC than Ian McCall? Mighty Mouse twice, and now Joseph Benavidez. Yeah. That's like super insane, like difficult. Don't you think? This guy should be like a medal of honor for like just like insane fights. They didn't throw him any cookies at all.
And I bet you's gonna get Dodson getting in next.
Yeah, the winner loser this gets Dodson. Congratulations, but and then next we have John Finch against Damian Maia.
Yeah, Damian Maia now making a push for 170, and he's gonna get tested by John Finch. So not to be a spoiler alert, but it's gonna happen in the ground.
Oh, I think so too. I'm pretty sure. I'd be surprised if this fight even lasts like a total of 2 minutes on the feet at all.
And then we got also Overeem against Antonio Bigfoot Silva.
The return of the Demolition Man serving was it a suspension or more of an extended vacation, you think?
Yeah. He just needed to get out in the sun for a little bit.
Yeah, just run with the horses, eat them too.
Ride them and then eat them.
And then
the Bigfoot making his way back down from the cave.
Yeah,
after
Dana White
put him in there.
Dana White was saying that like if Bigfoot wins, he'll kind of be like for a title shot, but I don't really see that happen. I mean, if he does win, I don't think he would be,
especially the way he lost
to Cain Velasquez. So I think it's more of a title shot contention for Alistair Overeem. But
I think Overeem is pretty much has everything gained and everything to lose. And Antonio Silva, win or lose, you got a job, so it don't matter.
And then the co-main event would be Rashad Evans and Little Nog.
Why? I don't know.
It's just because, like, hey, you want to fight?
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I want to fight. You want to fight? All right, well, you two guys are kind of...
I guess
you're in the same division.
Someone has heard about them, right?
Yeah, kind of a fight that it'll get Rashad Evans back on track after losing John Jones. Nogueira, I think, has he been hurt, or is that the big Nog, right?
no. Little Nog's been hurt. That's why you haven't seen him that active. He's been coming back and forth, and then of course you have the main event: Jose Aldo versus Frankie.
The super fight.
You gotta fight me twice, Edgar.
Yeah, Frankie 2 times Edgar. They're billing this as a super fight, which I think is kind of weird because I don't see it that way.
Yeah, usually super fights you have to have a belt, right, Frankie?
Or not lose 2 times in a row.
Yes.
Right? But Frankie 2 times coming down from 155 to fight the reigning champion. I mean, the only featherweight champion UFC has ever known, Jose Aldo. But should be an exciting fight, I think. Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, on paper, nothing but good fights.
Yeah.
You might want to take a little pause against that Rashad Evans one.
Or even the John Fish Dana White. It's like truth. It's like a jiu-jitsu grappling match.
John Fish got fight of the night last time, so
yeah, but that was more of a
Erik Silva than John Fish. That's true.
But yeah, people say 145 division's kind of not really stacked at the moment, which is why Frankie got dropped down, got automatic title shot. A little bit of controversy, don't you think? I mean, do you think a guy coming off 2 losses deserves an automatic title shot?
Yeah, that shows you how much he has cleaned up the featherweight division.
Or just like what happened twice too with Kenny Florian too, dropped down.
Yeah, because technically the Korean Zombie was supposed to fight Jose Aldo,
or even Erik Koch was supposed to fight.
Yeah, but
and now he lost.
Now he lost, and then Korean Zombie's hurt. So I guess the only thing they could do was get Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, there you go. But I guess we're gonna do staff picks now.
Let's do it.
Do staff picks. All right, we'll go from the bottom to the way top. Benavidez against McCall. Who do you got?
And I'm just letting everybody know this is gonna be 100% on me, and I'm gonna take some risk right here. I mean, not in this fight, because to me it's a no-brainer. Joseph Benavidez is gonna get this. He's better. Come on, he's a better wrestler. He has shown he has power in the stand-up. I think Joseph Benavidez walks through Ian McCall.
Really? I got Ian McCall. I think Uncle Creepy has just to get something out. Dude. I think the draw and then fighting Mighty Mouse again to another decision kind of irked him. He had something to prove. Going to come out guns a-blazing. And our producer, Guillermo, who do you got in that fight?
I got Joseph Benavidez. I think he wants revenge on Mighty Mouse.
Oh, I know. Mighty Mouse got a big target on his head, on his face now. We got a big head, too.
Yeah, he has a big M on his forehead.
All right, John Finch and Damian Maia, who do you got?
Ooh, to me, this is a tough one. And I don't know if I should go for the risk taker or go for my bread and butter. I just know my bread and butter is John Fitch.
Do you think this part goes on to the one who's like practicing the more stand up, right? You think?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. You know, I'm gonna risk take it, and I'm gonna get 100% in this. I'm going Damian Maia.
Damian Maia.
Damian
Wow.
Maia wins.
Ooh, that'd be a huge win for Damian Maia.
It'll be huge. It's called. He gets GSP pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be the biggest win of his career. I think almost right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back at 185 or 170. Guillermo, who do you got in that fight?
I got John Fitch wrestling down the whole fight.
Yeah, I agree with our producer, Guillermo. I think he's going to lay on top of him and throw little elbows here and there, little hammer fists here and there, all the way to unanimous decision. Next, the big boys, Alistair Overeem and Bigfoot Silva. Who do you got?
Well, I'm gonna go for the no-brainer. The Demolition Man is gonna choke out Bigfoot Silva.
You gonna choke him out?
Nah, he's gonna kill him.
Or knock him out?
It's gonna be a murder.
I have Alistair Overeem as well. I think he's just on his way to a title shot. He kind of needs it. I think a loss here would really derail his career.
Big time.
So,
and just for people can know too, not only does Overeem eat horse meat, he eats Bigfoot too.
He's Bigfoot meat. Yeah, the reason why
well, the reason you can't find the Yeti
is because
Alistair Overeem ate you.
He killed him and made out of beef jerky. Guillermo, who do you got in that fight?
I got Alistair Overeem winning knockout in the first round.
Ooh, first
3-0.
round.
Also Overeem.
All right, coming up next, we have Rashad Evans and Little Nog. Albert, who do you got?
Should I go for the for sure win, which is Rashad Evans, or should I go for Little Nog?
You tell me.
You know what? I hate Rashad Evans so much, I'll go for Little Nog twice. Little Nog beats Rashad Evans.
Guillermo, who do you got?
I got Rashad Evans actually beating Little Nog.
Little Nog. I think I'll have to go with Rashad Evans. I think his stand-up is a little more diverse. Little Nog has great boxing. We all know that. But I think Rashad Evans can throw the kicks. He can mix it up more. And if he has to, he'll take him down the ground, get a quick takedown, bring him back up, that kind of thing.
You're missing one thing, though. Rashad Evans has a glass jaw.
That's true. But I'm sticking to him.
And Nogueira got that steel fish. So I got Nogueira.
I got Rashad. Guillermo has Rashad. Next, the main event. Is it Jose or Jose? I don't know.
I hear Jose, so I say Jose, but I pronounce everyone's name wrong, so it really don't matter to me.
I know 1,000 Jose's, and not one of them pronounces it Jose. So it's Jose Aldo against Frankie Edgar. Albert, who do you got?
Ooh, who should I get? The two-timer?
Frankie 2 times? Or Scarface?
Or Scarface. Of course I'm going with Jose Aldo. Please, Frankie Edgar. It doesn't matter anyways. He's going to get his rematch. Jose Aldo's going to have to fight him twice anyways. But yeah. I got Jose Aldo.
Yeah, I have Jose Aldo by unanimous decision. And then right after that, Frankie's going to go on Twitter and Facebook and complain that it was a close fight and get an automatic rematch. So get ready for Frankie Edgar and Jose Aldo 2. But Guillermo, who do you got for the first fight?
Upset of the night. Frankie Edgar will weather the storm and win unanimous decision.
Now, if Frank Edgar wins by this, does Jose Aldo get an automatic rematch, Guillermo? What do you think?
Yes, he does. I see Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar 2.
So either
no
way,
matter
we're seeing
what.
these guys fight twice.
Yeah,
so
that's automatic. Everybody. Yeah, so Lamas, get comfortable. Clay Guida, get comfortable.
45 is going to be a little corked at the top a little bit with Frankie Edgar coming. You know, Frankie Edgar's Frankie 2 times, and he clogs every division he goes down to. So get comfortable, guys. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for listening in. Make sure to check back next week. We'll have a full reaction and review to the Super Saturday, UFC 156. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at FiveRoundMMA. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube. And always check out the website, FiveRoundMMA.com. Albert, any parting words?
Yeah, if you haven't already, please check out Kevin Lee. Look him up on YouTube. He has an awesome highlight reel. And I also want to give a shout-out to John Hathaway. Please follow him on Twitter at UFC John Hathaway. I also like to thank our producer, Guillermo Cita, our executive producer, Anthony Soriana, our sound engineer, they call him Oliver. Maybe he'll get the sound effects.
Maybe
trolley.
not, whenever he has the time.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, have a good one, guys.